Home to me feels like you could smell French toast on the skillet with eggs right next to it and toast in the toaster just the way I like it. And love in the air. That's what home feels like to me.
We are the Parkers, can't you see? Living our lives in harmony. Join the laughter, joy and fun. In our hearts, you'll find the
Thank you very much. I just want to let this be a disclosure. She's not taller than me. She just got way more glutes than what I got. So when we're sitting down, she's taller.
I just think your legs are longer.
I do have a short torso.
Yeah.
I got my mom's torso on my grandfather's legs.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the A&T Time podcast.
I'm Angelica.
And I'm TaVahn. Welcome in.
Welcome back.
So last time on episode 3, we talked about reconnecting after what?
Conflict.
Reconnecting after conflict. And how'd you feel that episode went?
I thought that was a good episode. I think we got into the nitty-gritty about a few conflicts that we've had, but I think the overall takeaways were positive, and I think it was good for us to hear those takeaways and the things that we should be implementing in our communication, as well as what we shared with our listeners to try to implement when they're communicating with anybody, partners, any relationship.
I agree. And a little bit of feedback we got from our listeners was that they love how raw the podcast is, how true and authentic it is that we are sitting here getting into the nitty-gritty of what marriage and parenthood looks like. Real things that happen, not just the happy bliss, of life. So I was happy to hear that.
Yeah, I think that's really good feedback. And just to be transparent, like it is hard. Like what we've been talking about, it's not, at least for me, it's not easy to just sit down and talk those things out in a manner of knowing that like it's being put out there for other people to hear. Because at the end of the day, nobody likes to be judged. But we've shared before, like our goal is to hopefully reach other people, especially married couples, so that they understand that like these are real life things that people go through, and just give some tools to help get through them.
I agree with everything, but I also want to put out there that I think that the tools that we are giving that helps us in our relationship will also help a plethora of different relationships. It could be a sibling relationship. It could be a parenthood, like a parent to child relationship, a friendship relationship. All these tools we're given are things that help people communicate better with each other.
Yeah.
That, so we're just trying to exercise that and give it out to y'all.
Yep.
All right, let's dig into this episode.
All right, so today we're going to jump into our house, our rules. And we're going to talk about what our values are in our family and how we like set the tone of what we want our home environment to be like. So basically every home has a tone whether it's being set intentionally or unintentionally. I think we all know that every household, like even just growing up, going into different households, friends' houses, like you just like feel you just know what it's like when you walk in the door. Like, oh, is this the mom that I can like do whatever I want and get away with whatever, or is this the mom that I got to come in and like say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, be respectful, say hi to everybody when I walk through the door, take my shoes off, whatever the case is. So I think that's a pretty common thing.
Yeah, I agree. I grew up and I might have one biological mom, but I have a few moms that I would consider people that have taken care of me growing up, and they each had their own set of house rules.
Hmm.
And even though some of them had similarities, they were different in different ways. So, like, one house, the mom was real leisure, could walk through the house with the shoes on. You could be loud, stay up late, do what you want. And then my other boy's mom is real church, real 7 day Adventist, real shoes off at the door, real no cussing, real this is dinner time every single night, real this is what time it needs to be absolutely quiet or you guys have to go to bed. I don't care how old you are. So I got to experience different plethora, different ways of different walks of life.
So obviously, maybe not obviously. I shouldn't use that word. I need to stop using the word obviously because nothing is obvious. We're not perfect parents, but we do try to be intentional with the values that we want to instill in our children and the values that we want to carry with our family. So I would like you to go first and share what you think are some of the values that we carry within our household, some of the things that we think are important to have within our household.
Well, first things first, I don't know if it's a us thing, but I think it should be everything, everybody thing. Respect is number one to me. That is the tone of my house. That's how I always wanted it. That's what I want. That's what it is. In my house, respect is first. So I respect you. You respect me. We respect our kids. Our kids respect us. That's what I want. Now, do we always get that? It teeters because the kids are still learning. But I want to lead with respect first. So that's the tone of my house, respect. And even if you're not our kid, when you come into our house, it has to be respectful. I don't care if what you do at your parents' house, but when you come here, you will respect us, you will respect our stuff, you will respect our rules. So, respect first. And then like tone, like I want I don't know what it really feels like. We probably have to ask somebody who comes over, which is nobody. I would want the tone to be like happy and like just like when you walk in, it's somewhere that you want to be, that you know it's a safe space to be,
Mm,
that when you leave here, you might like almost not want to leave because this might be your safe space. So I guess the tone would be like a safe space, happy safe space.
yeah, I agree with both of those. Um, in addition to that, or I guess next to that, next to respect, I would say that having a loving home is really important to me. Just being able to pour love into our children and into each other and allow that to be the forefront of everything that we do is important. And I think we both have that value and that's something that we both want for our family and that we both do our best to implement. Again, coming back to like not being perfect, we obviously aren't perfect with that. And there are times that we might react in a way or like make a decision in the moment or a disciplinary decision or whatever the case is that might not feel great, and we might not have led with love in that moment. But something we're both good at is reminding our children, like, I love you, but this is unacceptable. I love you, but this has to be done better next time, or whatever the case is.
I agree. And I think that the cutest thing in the world is this is what I started. My wife might say different. She'll probably say she started it, but it'd be nice if I got some kudos right here. We're gonna find out. Okay. So when my youngest two daughters, okay, we'll just stick with the one, Cairo, okay? When she needs disciplined, I will discipline her. And but what I started was right after I discipline her, I say, "Oh, do you need a hug?" Every time. So no
Mm.
matter if she's tripping and I gotta discipline her, however I discipline her, don't call CYS. However I discipline her, I'm just kidding. It's not that serious. However I discipline her, immediately after I'm like, "Do you need a hug?" And now whenever she gets upset, she's like, "I need a hug. I
Hmm.
need a hug," and it makes her feel better. Like getting that hug makes her feel better. So
Yeah. I love that you started doing that because it's that exact what I was saying. Like, we're loving on our children, but letting them know, like, we still have boundaries. There's still rules. Like, you still have to act in a certain way, but we do love you. So I love that you started that. And I think it's the sweetest thing when she's like upset about something and that's how she reacts because she does that exactly like, oh, I need a hug to
mhm,
make me feel better.
mhm, mhm.
It's so sweet.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Values aren't going to pass on by accident. Like, it's important for us to instill the values that we want our children to carry in them. Like, we have to put the work in for them. We have to put the work in to us every day to instill those values in them long term.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I agree. That was a statement, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about what home means to us.
You want me to go first? Or
Yeah,
do you want to go
yeah,
first?
you can go first. Or I can, whatever you want to do.
Home to me. This is what home feels like to me. Home to me feels like walking in on a warm summer day, not hot, a warm summer day with no allergies. And you can take a deep breath in and out and just breathe and say hi to everybody that's there. They ask you how your day is going, and you can smell French toast on the skillet with eggs right next to it and toast in the toaster just the way I like it. And love in the air. That's what home feels like to me. Really, really pinpointed on that French toast and the eggs in the morning. That's what I picture home feeling like, looking like, tasting like, smelling like. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's what I was raised. And that's my grandparents' house. Just to be clear, that's my grandparents' house.
I think that was a really good and like cozy, comfy description you just gave. So I think you touched on a lot of like what it feels like. So I'm going to take a little different direction of like what it means. which I think is still going to obviously touch on like the feelings, but home for me means what you touched on earlier. I think the number one thing for me is a safe space. Home is should be like the most comfortable, safe space that we're ever in during our day, during our week. It should be the space that makes us happy, the space that we have the most peace and comfort in. And again, touching on like the love. Like, I just want the love to be there, to know like when we're in our home that there's so much love between all of us in the home.
I agree. I think I just want to say this real quick. One, I love you. Two, I've had a house like by myself before, but it took you coming into my life to make that house into a home to where I feel safe and wanted and happy in my home. So, like, I do say this all the time, just to be clear and transparent. I say, like, I could do bad on my own all the time, but really, like, I could have a house on my own, but it wouldn't be a home without you. So, I just want to say I appreciate you for making our house into a home and keep doing what you're doing.
I love you too. That was really sweet.
Thanks. Keep hitting you with the sweet stuff.
I know. You try to make me cry on the podcast again?
No. No.
I think you touched on it a little bit earlier, so I'll go first this time and you can talk again if you want to or not about like what home felt like growing up. So for me, who I feel like that's a loaded question. Um we moved a lot growing up, so I think home was never like stable per se. Um, so that's a piece of it for me. I think we had a lot of love in our home. I feel like it's easy to like pinpoint the rough points of home and growing up and all those things. And there was chaos and whatever. Like there were definitely difficult things that we went through in our home growing up, in our homes growing up. But like that love piece definitely sticks with me. And looking back, especially in today's age with how like over the top everybody is with everything, like looking back, it was such simple things. Like my mom always made home cooked meals. Like we always had home cooked meals. She was working two, three jobs and we still had home cooked meals. Like I don't know how she did it. We always had friends in our home. Like our house was the house. Like you're kind of like what you were saying earlier of like maybe you didn't say this exactly, but we have talked about like wanting to be the home that like all the kids come to and like they want to hang out here and they're comfortable here and like this is their safe space. That was our home growing up. Like all the kids were always at our house. My mom made enough food for them to eat. So like that is something that I remember about like home growing up. And also we always had birthday parties. Every single year, my mom threw us a birthday party. It was nothing like what you see now with like the over the top everything. We had some balloons, some streamers, decorations. The neighborhood kids came over. We'd play, hang out, do whatever fun stuff that kids do, have a cake, a pizza, a oven pizza, whatever. And it was the best time. And it's something that like I always remember about like home.
That sounds really nice. I feel like we had similarities in like our youth as far as like what home is and feels like. So, my mom was a single mom too, and we moved around a decent bit, but I always had my grandparents' house that I went to every weekend and all summer. So that is what felt and still feels like home to me. They still have that house that they raised their kids in and then, raised me into until my mom came and got me. And no matter where we went with my mom, like it never felt like home because I had that one solid spot in Uniontown that was home for me. But I will say that my mom did a whole lot of home cooked meals too, except for the Chinese buffet. Shout out mom for introducing me to this Chinese buffet. That is still a big thing and part of my life, which I introduced Jelly into, and that is now a big part of her life. She doesn't have a choice, but
Not by choice.
not by choice. But my house was also the house where my friends would come over and we'd hang out. My mom was.
What was that?
I don't know. Nah, it don't sound.
Hope that was not
It
a
was.
friend over
It
there.
was. I don't know why. Like she could just be sitting down watching her show, but instead she wouldn't be doing everything else that I'd be trying to tell her, like, if you just be quiet, then you probably could do whatever you want. You be out there making all this noise. Now I gotta come up and see what's going on. Now you gotta go to bed. Disciplinary. Now give me a hug. Good night. Anyway, what I was saying was that, all my friends used to come over to my house, but because my mom would leave me money while she went and did whatever she did with her adult time, which left my house pretty open for us to stay up. We could be a little bit loud, rambunctious. We were boys, so wrestling a lot, playing the game a lot, staying up until obscene, not even going to sleep a lot of the time. But that was my house. At Nama's house, the rules were so strict there that you might have been lucky to come over there, and if you did come over there, you might have only came over there once. You probably wasn't coming over there a bunch of times because we couldn't get away what we could at my mom's house. So, if anything, I would encourage my friends to let me come over to their house instead of inviting them to Nama's house, even though that did feel like home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the dollar store pizzas, by the way. My mom used to drop us off. This would be the routine. My mom's not gonna like me for this, probably after this episode. But mom, I love you for my childhood, and it made me into the man that I am today. So it is what it is. Friday night comes around. This was a lot of the weekends. Okay, Friday night comes around. T, we coming to your crib tonight? I only got like 4 real close friends that would come over my house. Yep, might as well. My mom already told me that she's gonna be doing whatever she was doing. I get home, 3:30, watch Recess. Mom comes home at 5. What you got going on this weekend? I told my friends they can come over tonight. All right, boom. It depends on how much money. The boom was the slapping the money on the table.
Yeah.
Boom. How many friends are coming over? All of them, all 4 of them. All right, boom. Here's $100. Feed yourself. Order in. Go to Blockbuster. Do whatever you need. If you need me, call me. Okay, cool. My mom probably gonna say I didn't do that, but she got a bad memory, and I lived it. Anyway, love you, mom. Still, these were great times. Okay, we go up to the dollar store, get like 10 of those dollar pizzas that you can stick in the oven. They're thin, they're not healthy for you, but boy, I tell you. So we get the pizzas, the pizza rolls. All right, we get some milk and cereal for the next morning, and then boom, stay up all night eating pizza rolls. Stop at Blockbuster because it's all in the same plaza. Come home, get a game at Blockbuster and a Blockbuster movie. Come home, stay up all night, walk to McDonald's in the morning instead of eating the cereal like we were supposed to. Spend some more money on McDonald's. Next night, order pizza. Same thing. Stay up all night, watch another movie. That was my life. A good
I love that for you.
time.
And I agree with what you said. Like, our upbringing made us who we are today. And so we love our parents for everything they've done, especially being parents now. Like, you just appreciate so much more of like what your parents did for you and understand more of like, decisions and different things that happen. So we love you, moms.
That we do.
So
I can't tell if I'm coming in blurry or not, like last time.
yeah, I know. I feel like I can't tell either.
Sorry, whatever.
Do you think you are? No?
No. Sorry.
So what do we want more of in our home? Like, what do you think you would like more of? Like, more, do you want, like, what do you want to see happen more in our home? Like, remember talking about like values?
Yeah. I think that this isn't necessarily in our home, but what I would like to do more, we just can't because we had our babies are so small and young, but I would like to go out and do fun things as a family more often. And I know that's not in our home, but like to me that's part of like the home atmosphere. Like, and by fun things I mean the zoo is fun and Kennywood is fun, but I mean just simple things like going bowling. Like, just it's Saturday night, let's go eat at the bowling alley and get 3 rounds of bowling in. Like, that's really fun to me. That's a really good time to me. And I know we have done that a couple times in the past, but that's what I would like to see more of, you know.
Yeah, I like that. More like family bonding activities outside of the home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are always really good for us. Like, just getting that time away. I think sometimes it's so easy to get stuck in our routine of the day to day being home, like working from home, but that breaks it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to work towards that.
As soon as Juno gets old enough, start pushing that bowling ball down the aisle.
We took, well, this probably isn't a good age now because she's 9 months old and on the move,
Mm-hmm.
but we took Cairo, remember?
Yeah, right. You
We
can't have
went
her
on
in
a
her
date.
little.
She was like 3 months old or something. You were like, let's go bowling.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was real sketch. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, like, let's do it.
She stayed in her car seat the whole time.
Yep, she did really good.
It was a good time. Yeah, Juno is not staying in the car seat.
No.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. I think that was such a good one. I don't even know what else to say. I think if I would add to that, it would be probably just more the bonding even within the home. But again, I think it comes back to like the age thing. Because for a while there, we were like having family game nights and things like that, and I really loved doing that. But it's so much harder to do now with the younger two.
Right.
So
Yeah. And even like as they grow up, they'll still be going to bed early and like lack of concept for like game night and stuff like that. So really, really maybe we could not his schedule so difficult, but I was gonna say maybe plan accordingly and still do game night. Just like Kyra and Juno wouldn't be able to be a part of it because they'll be in bed. But
yeah, the after bedtime.
right, but
Yeah.
it'd be hard to squeeze it in, you know. So
I will say something that we do that is really important to me is we sit down and have dinner together pretty much every night.
yeah,
And there's like no phones, no TV in front of our faces. It's time that we like actually just sit down together and connect. And I love that we do that.
I agree. I think not even I think that's something that like I grew up with dinner at the dinner table. If we weren't eating at home, like we were still eating together out at the dinner table, and I wasn't raised to not have dinner at the dinner table. I wasn't even, oh yeah, here we ordered pizza. Let's eat this pizza in the living room and watch a movie. It was never that. We wasn't no food and no food in there. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm happy that you are like that too. Because if you weren't, I'm so nonchalant that I'd be like, okay, whatever, sure, carry on life. But like I truly enjoy dinners together.
Yeah, me too. Even if we don't like talk about much or whatever, like just being at the table together at the end of the day is just so nice.
Yeah, I think it's important to come together.
Yeah.
And if you guys at home don't eat dinner together, I strongly suggest it. Even if you like your partner, don't like your partner, like your kids, don't like your kids, make them sit at the dinner table. I don't care if they older, if they teenage 17, 18 years old, they at home for dinner table.
Yeah. I think it opens up the space to have conversations. Like I said, I did say like we can sit and not talk and it's really nice, but I think especially when you have kids and busy schedules and all of that, sports, activities, whatever, like that time to just sit and connect with your children, I think it's so important and that's something that will stick with them forever.
Yeah. And not even just holidays, right?
Right.
It's every day. It's easy to come together for Thanksgiving, sit down for Thanksgiving, but we do it every day. So by the time we get to Thanksgiving, all of our families together sit down to eat together. It's nice.
Yeah.
Uh, at Aunt Sherry's house, we sort of split up because the table's not big enough for everybody. I think
Yeah.
that first year, I feel like that first year we all sat around the table, right? That first year they got the house, and now it's like table and living room and in the kitchen.
I honestly can't remember.
I'll
You said
digress
the
on
first
that.
year they got the house.
Yeah, I'll just digress on that because there is a whole lot of us that show up at Aunt Sherry's house, and there's not enough seating at the table. So really, like you have to find a seat in the kitchen or the dining room or the living room to eat. And so that's not. If there was a big enough table, I'm sure we would all eat at the table.
Yeah. Okay. What is something that we want less of? I already let me guess. No, I'm kidding.
No,
Go
yeah, go
ahead.
ahead. I
No.
want to hear what your guess is. I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Attitudes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool. Yeah, I could, I could deal with less attitude. I'm the only man in this house, and I very rarely have attitude. And I live with all women. My answer is less attitudes.
Was that the eyeballs? Was
that,
that right?
I wasn't even thinking that, but you was right. Yeah,
Oh, what were you gonna
I don't even
say?
think I had a good answer at the beginning, but that was right. Yeah,
Oh,
that's good. Yeah, I'm cool. Let,
well, your eyes were.
less attitude, and our youngest two are still young too. So, boy,
Yeah.
get yourselves a man caves, fella. We need them. We need them.
Yeah. I mean, it's rough. Like having girls is constant correcting and redirecting and reminding them to fix their tone and speak respectfully and it's it's nonstop and I am realizing like it starts young. Like he was sitting on the couch and I kept tapping him to like look at us because I was sitting on the floor playing with our younger two girls and Juno, our 9-month old, literally just kept like snatching our 2-year old's toys off of her. Like that's completely unprompted, not taught. Like she was just doing it at her own will. And I was literally mind blown. I'm like, how is our 9-month old sitting here snatching her sister's toys knowing that she's going to be mad about it? So, yes, it starts very, very early. We're teaching a lot of deep breathing techniques and walking away and just not responding and thinking before you speak. So,
It's a long journey, fellas. Moms and dads, for like your kids' sake, like moms and dads. It's a hard journey. Either way. There's no book for this, even though there's a lot of books out there. If me and you wrote a book right now, it might work for certain people's situations, but there's no book for raising your kids the right way.
right.
There's only suggestions, and every kid is different. So, attitude's my answer. What's your answer?
I would say I agree with that. The other thing that I would say is less electronics. But I think that's hard right now because we're both trying to build on social media and like build content and do all those things. So it makes it a little bit difficult to not be on our phones and not do that stuff. So that that would probably be like the other thing next to like the attitudes.
I feel that. Electronics thing doesn't really bother me because like that's like right like in my alley of like things that like I really enjoy doing as far as like anything to do with gaming or like I can obviously multitask. It's not obvious to anybody else. I can multitask real well. I can play the game, watch a movie, be on TikTok, all at the same time, and still do them all well.
Yeah.
But I know that that's not beneficial for like our family group settings. So I'll say one thing about myself is even though like my first choice is like I want to play the game probably whenever me and you sit down to watch something together and I'm not playing the game, I'm normally like no phone. Like, or if we're watching a movie, or if we're just talking, like my phone is sitting somewhere.
Yeah. I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Hmm.
I think too for me is more because I work from home and I'm on my laptop all day and the kids see me on my laptop all day that it makes me want to be more intentional with my time when I'm not working to put my phone down and be present with them. And I will do that. And I've been trying to do it more often is like set my phone down and away from me or even like put it in the other room and spend at least like 10 minutes like sitting on the floor playing with whatever or just like just being present with whatever the kids are doing because I think that time is important for them and mo- more so because of working from home and having the computer in front of my face all day and them seeing that.
I agree. I think it's gonna be hard as we keep on moving into the world of technology,
Yeah.
but we'll figure it out.
Oh, all right. So we've touched a little bit on like our home lives and in some ways how they were different from like what we want to do. And so we're we're trying to build something that we didn't necessarily have growing up and I think one of the number one things with that is the two-parent household. Did you hear that?
That's crazy. The TikTok was like still playing with my phone off like that.
That is
Somebody's
crazy.
live was up. but it was still playing even though my phone was off.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And so I said I left off with like the two parent household, and then just like some of the core values that we want to instill in our family and we want to have in within our family. And you touched on earlier, like respect is one of them. Is there anything else that you feel is like a core value that we want to have in our home?
It was something that I always wanted was like for my kids because I didn't something that I really wanted for my kids that I didn't get to experience was a two-parent household. And uh, like I think you're my first priority and then like our kids and stuff, but immediately after that is providing a two-parent household for my kids. That's at the forefront of what I'm thinking about all the time. That how can I continue to make this work so that way our kids will continue to get the two parent household experience because the one parent household experience is doable and people do it all the time and I'm not taking nothing away from them, but the two parent household that I'm now learning and getting to see is so much better in a plethora of ways. I did get to experience it with my grandparents, a two parent household, but those were my grandparents. So they're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to spoil me. I'm the grandchild,
Mm-hmm.
right? But my mom got to see a two parent household as well.
Right.
My mom's sister provided a two parent household for their kids the whole time. So they got to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't get to see that. And it was different atmospheres from over there to over in my way. So from pros and cons. So all like that's all I want is to provide a two parent household and to which is something that we do really well with is not letting our kids see us butt heads. Like we go behind closed doors to hash out whatever we need to hash out, which is very important to me because I growing up I did not see that.
Right.
I seen all of that,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm sure traumatized me in ways that I don't even know about. But I know in the midst of it, it didn't make me feel good. And now looking back at it, like I wish I didn't see it at all. But being that I did get a chance to see it allows me to know like I never want that for my kids.
Right.
So
And I agree with that, and that was the same for me. Like I feel like I witnessed conflict, like negative conflict that children shouldn't see growing up, and it's definitely something that was like a no for me. I mean, one of the things we talked about from the very beginning is like no yelling at each other. And even behind closed doors, like we don't do that. So, like we don't do that in front of our kids. Like I said, we don't do that behind closed doors. We don't call each other names in front of our kids. We don't do that behind closed doors either, but like it's very respectful. And it's not to say like there's never any like small back and forth that we have in front of our kids, but it's minor and we keep it like appropriate for our children to see. And we also let them see us like fixing things. Like even if we do step away, resolve something, come back, like they see us like moving forward. They're not witnessing us like holding on to something and like stomping around the house and just being mad and not talking to each other or anything like that. Like we don't let that happen within our household. And that's something that was important for me to have within our our family.
I'm glad that we are providing that space for our kids. I wouldn't want to put them through what I had to go through. You know? So kudos to us. I think we're demonstrating the things in our household that probably our parents needed to see growing up or our parents needed a podcast like this
Yeah.
to help them cope with whatever they're coping with, to know like how to handle conflict.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what we're doing, though? We're breaking generational traumas.
Yeah. I probably have to ask my mom, but maybe. Name my papa held tight, but
Well, yes. Okay, so like maybe not from them down, but like from us, from our parents to us, and then now to like our children. Like we're not allowing that cycle to continue. Like we're not gonna model negative communication and unhealthy communication for our children so that they aren't seeing that and they don't have to heal from that.
true. And I said what I said and I meant it, but I'm thinking about it like my grandparents, I don't know what kind of household they provided for my mom and Aunt Sherry growing up. I don't know what sort of tools they used to handle conflict growing up. I don't know if they fought out loud in front of the kids. I don't know if they slammed doors and stomped away. These are questions I've never even asked my mom.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen them and Papa fight? Never even asked that.
that's true. Because
So
you're probably coming from like your
from
perspective
the
of what you saw your grandparents
yeah,
as their grandchild,
yeah,
but you
as
weren't a
full adults,
child in their home.
right?
Yeah.
Like they were adults that raised kids already, and now here I come, and they
Mm-hmm.
probably learned a ton of what they didn't want to do by the time I came. So by the time I came, I got the best of them.
Yeah.
One thing I've seen on the internet was being a grandfather makes you realize how you wish you raised your kids. I thought that was real good because, like, when you're in the midst of it, like, you're not even seeing what's really going on. And then that grandbaby come, and it's also not your full responsibility. But you really get to treat that kid how you sort of wish that you treated yours. That's what I've heard. I'm not a grandchild yet. Don't get no ideas of Ari. Sorry, I have a 17-year-old. I gotta remind her all the time. Don't be bringing no babies. You can't bring no babies home till I'm done having babies. We got a 9-month-old, so.
Oh my gosh. Um, okay, so moving into the next important value, I think, is honesty. I think that's something that we both value, we both feel is very important, and something that we hold each other accountable for. And we also instill that in our children. We don't we don't encourage lying, we don't condone it, we don't think it's okay, small or not. I mean, our youngest are like really young at this point, but so this is more for like our older ones now, but will obviously trickle down to the younger two, but we definitely we definitely value the importance of honesty.
I agree. I agree. I'm far from perfect, but one thing I am is honest. Yeah, so honesty holds us down a lot more than anything else
Yeah.
besides love.
Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about honesty.
I mean, honesty goes the furthest. And so what I like to tell my kids is that, which I don't we just talking about honesty. I don't know if I'm telling the truth or not, but when it's coming out my mouth, I mean it. I just don't know to what extent. But I tell my kids all the time, if you tell the truth, you'll never get in trouble. Like the truth will hurt me way less than you lying about it or you telling me what you think I want to hear, right?
Yeah.
So tell me the truth so we could figure it out. I probably won't even be mad if you tell me the truth. It's the lies, and I can spot a lie before it even comes out the mouth most of the
Mm-hmm.
time. So, and that's what I mean. Like, I don't know to what extent. Like, Yeah, Appa, I punched that girl right in her nose for no reason. I didn't even have a reason. I just wanted to punch her in the face just because she's actually a really nice girl. She gets straight A's. She doesn't even talk to me. I just wanted to punch her in the face. Well, thank you for telling me the truth. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know to what extent, like, I'm gonna not be
Right.
upset at the truth. So, and I had to take it to the far left.
So I think with that, it goes a step farther though, because I don't know, I guess they're both kind of the same. Because I want to say, like, if you tell the truth, you're not going to be in trouble.
No, you still get in trouble for telling the truth. I'm just not gonna be mad.
Well, that's what you just said.
Did I say
You
that?
said, I always tell my kids they're not going to be in trouble if they tell the truth.
I'm not
And
gonna be in trouble. I meant to say I'm in. Okay, I retract that statement. I
that's
tell
what I
my
was going to say.
kids that you're not. I'm not gonna be mad if you tell me the truth.
Well, you do say the other, so maybe you need to work on
I need to
fixing it.
work on that.
Yes,
I'm still working on myself.
because I was going to say, like, I don't think that statement is true. And that's why I was going to say, like, there needs to be, I don't know, the wording could be different, basically, because, yeah, you might not be mad, but understanding that there still could be consequences for what they did. So, like, more of what, back to what we were talking about earlier, like, I love you. I'm going to love you regardless of what happened, what you did, but you need to be honest with me. So we can tackle this problem together. We can solve it together. And again, like, knowing that there probably, not probably, there possibly will be consequences, even though you're telling me the truth. But telling the truth is the right thing to do.
I agree. I will work on that.
You just told Naya that upstairs in the kitchen.
What I say?
You're like, I tell you all the time, tell me the truth, you won't be in trouble. And I'm just like,
That is true.
is that what you mean?
But she don't get in trouble whenever she tells the truth. So
Yes, that is
so I
true.
so that is I retract my retraction of the statement that I retracted the first time, and I tracked it back where it's supposed to be. So pat your weave, ladies. Pat your.
What? Alrighty. Oh, that's a fuzz. Okay. We need to keep moving.
Pushing the hour.
Yeah. So something that is important, I think coming into our relationship was definitely more important for me is like faith and belief. That's a value that is important to me. I grew up in the church. I grew up learning about God, and it's something that has been from a instilled in me from a very young age. And I know, like, firsthand that there are things that I experienced that I don't think I would have got through without my faith. So instilling that belief in our children and having that faith within our home is important to me.
I agree. I agree in the sense like I grew up in the church, Mount Calvary Baptist Church. Shout out. I love y'all, by the way. But once I hit a certain point, I chose to only go to church on Easter, which didn't take away from my faith and didn't take away from my mission and didn't take away from like my love for God and what I thought it meant. It just meant like I wasn't about to spend my time going to church on Sundays. And when we first met, I think that was like it didn't hold you back, but I know I could see it in your face whenever I was talking my way through it about, yeah, I might not go to church every Sunday, but I do believe in God and I do believe in the higher power and stuff like that. But I got baptized within the last year. Well,
A
yeah,
year ago
just
now.
exactly probably about a year ago, a little
Mm,
less, a little more now. And I'd say I probably still go to church about the same amount.
I don't agree. I
No, okay. Well, I do go to church a little bit more
yeah,
now,
you definitely go to church more often.
but that's more so less for me and more for like our children. Like I have my faith still, but I never needed the church to. I never needed the church to pray or to. I didn't need to hear the word to still have a word that I wanted to talk to the Lord about. But it is really nice to have like our home church now. It is really nice to take our girls to church now. So, yeah, I think that the church helps raise your children also and
Mm,
helps instill certain beliefs in them that maybe we couldn't do at home by ourselves. And it helps when our kids see other kids following suit in the Lord's eyes. So, I think that's really important. And I believe that growing up.
yeah.
I know when our kids get older that I'm not talking about like 8, 9, 10. Like once they become 16, 17, 18, I'm going to give them the choice. Well, I mean, we could talk about that together. But I think it will be very important for them to either make the decision to go or if like they really authentically don't want to go, to not force that upon them because then they'll become resentful and want to completely push it out. So, my grandma gave me the option to not go to church with her one Sunday. I'll never forget it. I would at that point in time I was like sleeping all the way up until she would call me down. T, you coming to church? No, no, she didn't ask. She like T, get up and get dressed. We're going to church. Okay, get dressed, go to church. One time she worded it just like I previously said. T, get up. We're going to church. Okay. This one time, T, you going to church with me? Huh? What did you say? Let me think how I want to respond to this. I was like, let me think how I want to respond to this before. I was like, let me just try. I was like, uh-uh. She's like, okay, I'll see you when I get back. I was like, I don't gotta go to church no more. So, and it was made me feel really good that she gave me the choice because I didn't hate church. I just didn't want to go. At the time, I was staying up all night anyway, so like I was tired. I was falling asleep in church, so I just didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And my grandfather didn't go to church. He did go to church for a lot of years of his life,
Mm.
but then he made the decision not to go. He's like, if I'm just gonna sleep at church, I might as well just sleep at home. So, thank you, Nama, for giving me the option.
I wonder if that's a boy thing. My brothers were like that. I feel like there's definitely a point, and I can't fully remember like ages, but I remember there was a point that like they just like didn't want to go anymore, and like I continued to go. So I wonder if it's, I don't know. I mean, maybe not, but it's just interesting to hear you say that because I definitely remember them being like that. And exactly like you said, they'd go when they were like being made to go, like, all right, get up, we're going to church, get ready, sitting there falling asleep, like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
miserable, upset because they had to be there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And you want to know what it did? Like the times I did go to church, it made me appreciate it that much more. When I actually, because I didn't never go to church again after that. It was just far and wide, but I went when I wanted to go. So
mm,
when I was there, I was showing up. I was talking to people. I was happy to be there. It just
mm,
changed my whole vibe showing up at church. Whereas before, it was like, and people were so nice at church, like, "Hi, Mr. Parker." People were calling me Mr. Parker since I came out the womb. Hi.
what?
Yeah, it's
Wait,
not a joke.
you did
Yeah,
tell me that.
yeah, for real. Like,
What?
yeah, Mr. Parker was my name in the church. They never called me TaVahn. It was
That's
Mr. Parker.
hilarious.
Hey, Mr. Parker. Just boom, boom. I'm like, huh, you don't want to be there, so you're like, hi, hey, you half sleep, like, giving big, they're giving big church hugs for overly extended hugs, and you're just like, okay, could you get off me? Like, this is nice, but tired of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but now, well, I mean, back then when I wanted to go, which was on Easter. Hey,
Once
Mr.
he,
Parker. Hey guys, what's going on? How you doing? Blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing? Yeah, so it's a whole 360 turnaround.
that's funny.
Okay, 180. I guess it's 360. I'm right back where I left off, right? Yeah. So 180 turnaround.
Yeah. I mean, I think I could go on about this topic, but maybe we can save a conversation around faith for another day where we can really dive in and talk more about that all together.
Yeah, we could talk about the Lord.
Um, so I think this is a good question. How do we want our kids to describe our home when they're adults?
This is what I know my kids will say about me. I don't know about our home, but um, fresh eggs in the morning. The smell of fresh eggs in the morning is what they probably will say. Like that's what home feels like. But besides that, they'll probably say they was strict. I had all these rules,
Mhm.
and they'll probably say a bunch of other positive things, like but they spent time with me. Like my mom always did fun activities with me growing up, and always made sure. And my appa always was taking us to vacation to make sure we get that vacation. And so, but what do I want? What do I think our kids? What do I want our kids to say our home? I want our
Or
kids.
what do you, yeah, what do
What?
you want?
Yeah, I want my kids to say that my home made me feel safe. That my home made me feel secure. That my home made me feel confident in who I am. Like that's what I want my kids to grow up and experience. All those things that are going to create that journey for them to make them say those things about home. Because I didn't get that at like my mom's house. I got that at Name Up Papap's house.
Mhm.
The confidence to thoroughly just be me was enough for them, which made me feel at home, no matter what was going on. Job, no job, girlfriend, no girlfriend, like ups and downs of life, school, grades, like they made me feel comfortable within myself. And I know my mom and Sherry didn't really get that too often. I could tell by the hairstyles that they used to live, that my grandma used to put on them. Like yeah, so they didn't get to experience that. But I got that version of my grandma.
What?
Oh yeah, the hairstyles that they used to used to rock. My grandma was a hairstylist and had her own salon. So my mom and Sherry used to be walking around with these ghetto fabulous perms in the 1970s. That type of like the bob before it was a bob, so it was like permed, but it was still like fro a little bit. Let me stop talking about, but like yeah, love you,
Where
mom.
did that align with them not getting to feel that being authentically them in their home?
Oh, because my Nana was constantly trying to change their hair texture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you ain't letting nobody be authentic when you perm it out.
Oh my
My mom's hair is
gosh.
still damaged till this day from the amount of perm my mom was putting in there.
I like everything you said. Um, I agree with all of that. I feel like you said so many good things. I don't even know. I don't even know what else to say. I think you definitely touched on like me saying that, or I was gonna say that like mom spent time with me, like mom made things fun and magical and like all of I know we talked about Christmas not that long ago, like those are things that I want them to remember about home as well. I want them to remember home as like they had parents who tried, parents who showed up every day, who I guess we're supposed to be talking about the home, but that they know that they're loved or they always knew that they were loved. And like I said, everything that you said was really good.
Right. Well, we come with the home, you know. Like my grandparents' house wasn't a home because it was just there. Like they made it a home.
Right.
So the
Yeah.
characteristics that they demonstrated to me is what made it a home. So I want to end on this real quick. I mean, even if this isn't it, I just want to say this. Like I want my kids to say when they got older, yeah, my dad was hard on me, but it was for the best. Like that's what I want. Cause I'm not easy. I'm not an easy dad. I'm like real easy going. I'm not an easy dad, but it's all for the best. Like I'm also not like overly hard for no reason either. Like everything I'm doing is for a reason to
Yeah.
make a better human being. So that's what I want. I know it's hard now for my kids, like, but it's for the best.
Yeah, which I think goes into remembering that like we're not just raising kids, like we're raising people and we're raising them to be adults one day. And that's something that's important to keep in like our values and in our morals and in our day to day because ultimately like that is the goal. Like the goal is to raise people who can be successful in this world, who can be happy in their lives and as adults.
Yeah, we're raising the future. So, yeah. We don't always get it right.
But we come back to the vision.
Yes. Yes. That's good. I like it.
Yeah. I literally just had this conversation with my daughter earlier and I've I've done it a lot recently. Um I don't even know if like you're necessarily aware of it, but just reminding her that like I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes too, but I will own and like apologize for my mistakes and where like I know I should have done better or could do better because like this is the type of person I want to be, like this is the type of person I want to raise you as.
Keep on doing that.
I'll apologize to Cairo too
Me too.
because there's days that it's hard and I think any parent can relate to this where there's just days that like you lose it because you're just stressed, overwhelmed, whatever the case is. I think it's important to come back to that, talk about what happened, and apologize to your children for not reacting or maybe not handling a situation the way that you should have handled it.
Yep.
So, in closing, everybody's family values look different, and that's okay. Obviously, we're all going to have different values, we're all going to have different things that are important to us. What's important is alignment and making sure that you're on the same page as your partner, making sure that your family as a whole knows what your values are and what's important to your family.
Yes. Alignment over perfection.
Yep.
That's the goal. So, to all of our subscribers out there, I have a question for you. What kind of home are you building for your family? And are you building with purpose?
That's a great question. It's a great place to start and to evaluate what values you're putting out there, excuse me, what values you're putting out there for your family. So, episode 5, we're going to talk about discipline with love and correcting without breaking connection, which I feel like we did touch on a little bit in the beginning of this episode. So, we'll circle back and dive in a little more on discipline.
Yeah. Exciting stuff. I love discipline. It's like a double-edged sword. It's like really hard to do, but I know it's for the best. So.
Yeah.
Before we end real quick, I just want to give a shout out to my mom because I know you're going to see this and I know you're going to listen to it. And I just want to let you know that I love you. And even though our upbringing wasn't perfect, it did make me into an incredible man. And I'm sure my wife could attest to that. And I mean, by our upbringing is that you had me young. So I basically got to experience that life with you. So I just got to go through the journey of learning and you learning yourself also. So I just want to let you know, even though come like in these podcasts, in our sessions, the A&T Time podcast, it is real, it is authentic, and it's my journey. Anything that I might say will never be a knock on you or how you raised me or anything like that. It's just my truth. And I love you, and I love you for all of you, the good and the bad. The love that I have for you is unconditional. There's nothing you could do to break that could break that. So keep doing you. We've come a long way, and I love you.
Ditto.
Ditto, Nunny.
I'm not good at the whole speeches and all that type of stuff, but I mean, yes, I think that's very important to touch on. Obviously, our families are listening to our podcast, and like you said, this is real, it's raw, it's authentic, it's our stories, our truth, our experiences, but we are the people we are because of you. So please don't ever take offense to anything on here. Mom, I love you endlessly, and I'm very grateful for you and everything you've done to raise me and my two brothers. It's got the chills. So yeah, just know that it's all love, and yeah, I'm gonna stop there because yeah, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not good at these long speeches. So
She said she doesn't want to cry for the third episode in a row.
yeah, really.
All right, well, I'm TaVahn,
I'm Angelica.
and until next time.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Do-do-do-do-do. Is that McDonald's? I gotta stop doing that if that's McDonald's. I do that every episode. Do-do-do-do-do. I don't think that's McDonald's. What is that? Do-do-do-do-do.
I don't know.
I almost want
I
to
feel
say
like I
I'm loving
know
it
it.
afterwards, but I don't think that is McDonald's.
I don't think it is.
Do-do-do-do-do. Can't even like look it up because like what I'm gonna say to Google.
You're like, look up do 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 do.
Google's gonna say, "Do you need to poop? Doo doo." All right, I think that was good. Love you.
Love you.